DDG files to stop Halle Bailey from leaving country with son. Judge clears her to travel. DDG's temporary restraining order request against Halle Bailey has been denied. Halle is free to leave the country with their child for business or personal reasons. 2:23 p.m. PT. Halle Bailey has filed to deny DDG's request and instead grant her permission to take their son out of the country so she can work. Halle is also requesting orders to stop DDG and his family and friends to stop posting about their son, this litigation and Halle on all platforms. Halle also points out that DDG waited until today, June 4th, to file a request to block her from traveling and ask for new custody orders, when he and his attorneys have ignored all of her efforts for him to have monitored visits with their son since the issuance of the TRO on 5/13/25. DDG has filed an emergency motion to stop Halle Bailey from taking their infant son out of the country, claiming she poses an imminent emotional and psychological risk to the child. The rapper filed the docs Wednesday morning asking for an emergency hearing because he says Halle has made plans to fly with their son, Halle, to Italy on Saturday. DDG says the court shouldn't allow this because Halle isn't mentally healthy enough to care for herself and their child, and he worries about what she might do if she leaves the court's jurisdiction. DDG provides examples of alleged conduct he thinks is troubling, claiming Halle once took his gun and left the house without telling him where she was going. DDG alleges he ultimately found her outside, just holding the weapon. He says she was pregnant when the incident went down. He alleges Halle once tried to have an abortion behind his back, but says she ultimately changed her mind and decided not to go through with it. On another occasion, 2 months after Halle was born, DDG claims Halle sent a series of alarming text messages threatening to kill herself and suggesting that their infant son, Halle, might also be harmed. As you know, Bailey has accused DDG of abusive behavior in the past, including once when she alleged he slammed her face into a steering wheel and chipped her tooth. DDG tells a different version of events, claiming he came to pick up Halle for his custodial time with his son, but Halle jumped into his back seat when he did, demanding they come up with a formal co-parenting schedule. DDG alleges she became increasingly agitated and started jumping from the back seat to hit him, and her momentum carried her forward and she smacked her head on the steering wheel. In fact, DDG says he was actually on the receiving end of abuse by Halle, including photos of a large cut on his hand in the docs, which he says Bailey caused. DDG is asking the judge to block Halle from taking Halle to Italy. He also wants sole legal and physical custody of their son, or, if he's not granted sole custody, then he wants all custodial exchanges facilitated by a third party. We've reached out to Halle. So far, no word back.